Okay, so I'm lucky again today because it started singing and it's somewhere right there in the trees. I decided to stay a little bit longer on a log and it looks I've chosen the right spot. Hello and welcome to a new episode. Today I'm in a forest where I usually come to photograph different species, from songbirds, which I think you can hear around me a lot in this video, and to different species of owls. Here in this forest I have identified 3 species of owls, which is the long-eared owl, the tawny owl and the little owl. And unfortunately I only managed to photograph back in the past the tawny owl, and I've seen, but it was way too dark to photograph, the little owl. So today I'm here to go around and explore a little bit for the entire day, and hopefully I'm going to be able to take some nice nature shots and take you with me in a full day's adventure of forest photography. It was a little bit rainy earlier. It just stopped as I arrived to the location, but I think we are going to have some sun cracking between the branches in a few moments. Well, let me set up my small camp here and take out my camera from the bag, and I already hear some woodpeckers somewhere down there, and hopefully capture some nice photos. Today I have with me my OM Systems OM1 camera with 3 lenses actually. OM System were kind enough to lend me the 90mm f3.5 macro lens, the outstanding 100 to 400 lens, and one of the lenses that I wanted to try for a lot of time, which I also have already prepared with my body here, which is the 150 to 600 lens. And my lens of choice today, even though it's a little bit shaded, we don't have enough light or too much light here, it's going to be the 150 to 600 lens paired with my OM1 body. I choose this lens because I've been photographing with it for the past couple of days, and I have to say that the quality is outstanding and the lens is really sharp, and that made me want to start to get out, photograph with it as much as possible. So we have quite some nice light. At 1/500 we have an ISO of 2400, which is good enough for an f5, and when fully extended at an f6.3 we have right about 3600 ISO, which is well manageable with this body in low light conditions. So now that I have the settings done on this, I'm going to take my Peak Design strap and use it. It's one of the best and most resistant straps with simple click-on system that I've had used so far, and I'm really happy with them. So I'm going to leave a link below in the description if you want to try one. They are outstanding. And the first part of this small trip is going to be to try to photograph some small songbirds which I hear a lot around me, and then we are going to go to the area where I know that I've seen and managed to photograph a tawny owl in the last few months or so. I hope they are going to be still there and we will be able to snap some good photos of it, and maybe some footage as well, because I really want to show you. It looks like that after some time of waiting here in the forest, I've finally managed to get some nice light. As you can see behind me, it started to go really nice behind the trees, and also some birds started to appear. I hear a woodpecker somewhere right there, and I've had a nice encounter with an European tree creeper, I think it's called. I managed to get this nice shot of the European tree creeper. Now let me show you. So it's very beautiful and tech sharp. This lens is outstanding, so I hardly wait to see the photo on my desktop when I get back home, and hopefully I'm going to manage to take more photos today as well. I can hear there is a little bit of alarm calls coming from the area in front of me, and there are a lot of woodpeckers and a lot of European tree creepers that are making lots of noise, and I think this has to do with a predator or something. As I've said, in this area I've seen kestrels, I've seen some other harriers and owls in the past, so fingers crossed, maybe there's an owl that's perching somewhere here, and this is why they are making this noise. So let's investigate and see what we can find. Hopefully it's an owl. Okay, so I lived under the impression that the noise made by the birds is actually an owl or a predator that was keeping them, harassing them, or they were harassing more, especially the predator. But after a few minutes going in the direction of the owls, or what I thought were the owls, the sound stopped and I've lost track of them. So now I'm going to go on some of the paths I know, and I'll try to find the nest or the roosting site, because the nest, I didn't found the nest so far, but I found a few perches where owls were roosting back in the day, and I want to go there and check if they are still around. Maybe I get lucky today and I can find something. So I'm in the place where I previously seen the owls. I see that the trees here are quite good and there wasn't such a big disaster as it was previously in the other areas of the forest. So my plan is to wait and see if I can find some of them perching in those trees. It's been close to an hour now and I've started to hear the birds again making lots of noise. And while I was waiting here, I don't know if you can see right there in the tree, but the noise from the birds is because they've seen a little owl. So let me show you, but exactly there, hidden in the trees, it's the Tawny owl. Hopefully it's going to put itself on a branch where I can photograph it. It's there, it's perching, and suddenly the birds identified it and they started to attack him. He flew in that direction, so hopefully I'm going to find it. In the forest, the other birds always give call signs when there is a predator nearby, so when you lose track of an owl or when you lose track of a predator, the best way is to go in the forest and go by the sounds that the other birds make, and you might be able to find what you're looking for. But right now their calls stopped and I think I hear the owl from somewhere on the left. I'm not sure. So I'll head a little bit deeper into the forest and I hope to see it again, because that brief encounter was pure joy. Another great way to identify where owls are perching is, or where they have their roosting site, is to look at the base of the trees. So for example, if you're going to see a lot of whitewash here at the base of the tree, then that's a good indicator that usually an owl or a bird has perched there or has its roosting site there for a lot of time, because owls usually like to sit in the same place for a lot of period and roost. They are roosting close to their nest, but quite far away so predators don't find it. And also owls leave behind some small things which they don't digest, which they are called pellets. And that's another great indicator that you might be able to find some owls in a tree or in a certain area. Okay, so I'm lucky again today because it started singing, and it's somewhere right there in the trees. Now my aim is to go around the trees, which is a little bit hard because of the mess here in the forest, but I want to go to a place where I am going to snap a good photo of it. So this is fascinating. It's singing in one of the trees above me, and my hope is that I'm going to photograph it while it's going to sing. I might be able to find where it is exactly by hearing it, so I think it's somewhere in those trees. It is up in the canopy of this forest, which is very, very rich, and it's quite hard to spot it. From time to time I hear it calling, and it flies from one side to the other, which makes it hard to track and to find it, to find where it's perching. But hopefully after a few more calls I'll be able to identify it. I decided to stay a little bit longer on a log, and it looks I've chosen the right spot because the Tawny owl started to sing again, and it's very close. It's very close when I snapped this photo of it earlier this summer. So if I'm lucky enough, maybe it will come and perch somewhere where I can see it. It's one of those days where you don't find much in the forest, and right when you're about to leave, you find something that's completely unexpected, and that's more than awesome. I can hear it coming even closer to this location by its call. It's starting to get stronger and stronger, which means it's flying closer. Sometimes I can see it fly between the branches coming towards me, but this time I can only hear it. So fingers crossed we are going to actually see it. I think this is the usual stuff in wildlife photography, where you find an animal, you're prepared, you have everything it takes for you to go there to photograph and to make an amazing photo, but we cannot dictate to the animals where to sit, how to sit, and what to do for us to snap the best photos. So I spent an amazing day in nature. I've heard the Tawny owl, I know it's here, I know it's safe, and this makes me happy. And I also relaxed a lot by doing this, and I really enjoyed being out and trying to photograph. It's days like this where it looks like almost everything falls into place, and you get not only amazing time in nature and relaxation, but also some good shots that are worth sharing. I roamed around the paths in the forest, and I was able to snap some photos of the Tawny owl, and also some footage of it being harassed by other birds or perching on a place where it was a bit hard to see it. It's nice to see it sitting and enjoying nature as much as me. I'm going to let you see the pictures I've took today, and if you enjoyed this video and you liked my content, don't forget to subscribe and let me know in the comments, how do you relax when you go into a forest. Thank you for watching, and until we meet again.